Hi everyone. First of all, let me apologise for coming to you from my bed. Unfortunately, I suffer with a disability that when it flares up leaves me unable to walk and in severe pain. But that's nothing compared to what those people in Manchester went through. So, what are we going to do? The day after everybody's moaned, groaned, griped, and the government have put soldiers, troops, onto the streets. But where have they put these troops? They put them around Buckingham Palace, they put them around Westminster. And why is that? It's not to protect the Queen or the government against the Islamists. It's because they know the people of Britain have had enough. They know that the people have been ready or getting ready for some time now to take their own, justice isn't probably not the right word, but make their own efforts to put right what the government have done wrong. The government are culpable for any death committed by a migrant in this country. There's no doubt in that. It's them that allowed them in. David Cameron, especially Theresa May, when she was Home Secretary, not just now. She's saying all the right things now, but she would. She's got an election coming up. But I don't follow any political party. If I followed anybody, if they were strong enough, it would be UKIP. But they are all as bad as each other. They all toe the same line when it comes down to it. They are not for the people. And that is actually what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be elected by us to protect us and represent our interests. But all they represent are their own interests. They get into business, they get second, third, fourth jobs. And they just make a hell of a lot of money. Should have been an A in there somewhere, but I managed to miss it. So what's going to happen now then, guys? Well, as the, what shall I call myself? The owner of BritishWarriorWithin.com, I will be trying to raise my members to protect their communities. I would also like those members to try and get more people on board. Civil war is happening. We are at war. You can't argue the fact we're at war. We've got troops on the streets. We've got murderous scumbags killing our children. We've got metal barriers all around London. We are at war. The government don't want to admit it. I don't think the government would ever admit it. Even if somebody started bombing us, they'd probably say, well, you've got to love them though, you know, they're trying their best. I'm sorry if this isn't a great video. I'm doing it on my phone, and if I'm perfectly honest, not a lot of thought has gone into it. I've been so angry the past 24, 36 hours.
Alright, come on, Wells.
Sorry, I do get myself a bit emotional. So, what I'm calling for, I'm a nobody. I'm actually a nobody. I'm just an ordinary guy. And I'm not after death and destruction. But what I'm calling for is people to be able to protect their own communities against the Islamic filth that are trying to take our country. At the very least, we need to have our streets back. We should be able to walk down any street in Great Britain holding our heads up high and not be intimidated or molested by some migrant, which is the politest word I can find for them, who's decided, no, they want to take this country for their own. It's not going to happen. I know Britons have had enough now. I've got lots of contacts that have their own groups, and they are going to do what they've got to do. It'll be interesting to see what the government does with the rest of these troops. At the moment, they're just protecting themselves. Seems credulous, really, isn't it? Look after themselves and sod the people. But it really sums up what government's about. Wellington, could you stop being so noisy, please? Thank you. Sorry about that, guys, but when you've got a parrot, that's what happens. So, British Warriors Within, if you watch this video, you all joined up, you all said you wanted to help. Now's the time to do it. Now's the time to stand up. I've asked you to email me, because there's no point me emailing you, because you might not see the email. With me stuck at home all day with this fucking disability. Don't worry, I am normally mobile, but when it kicks in, then I'm not. And we need you. We need you guys. Your family needs you. Your community needs you. I know it's hard to get your head round. I'm struggling to get my head round the fact that we are actually at war. It's not your conventional war. Nobody can say it is. But it's a war all the same, which could develop rapidly, extremely rapidly, into all-out war. Because you can guarantee that those Islamists have got weapons hidden in their mosques, their homes, you name it. And we Britons, we are, well, not unarmed, that would be wrong to say, because the last thing I am is unarmed, but we are very limited in how we can arm ourselves in the case of conflict. In this country, we're not even allowed to defend ourselves. It's absolutely crazy. But they do that to keep us down. That is exactly why they took away our right to own firearms. Is because of a situation like this, where they know that the government, the people will say the government aren't doing what they should do and would descend on Westminster. And if we had firearms, it wouldn't take long, would it? So it's difficult to see what is the most important point. At the moment, we are seething, absolutely seething, about Islam and their murderous ways. And yes, probably that's what we need to deal with first. But we mustn't forget who brought all these people in. Yes, you can blame Merkel, because she's the one who let them in initially. She's the biggest globalist puppet going. But then we have to blame our own so-called politicians. And these liberals are really, really pissing me off. They need to be sorted out, and perhaps that's something we need to do. When they hit the streets with their signs saying, love thy neighbour, love everybody, the day after our children have been blown apart by Islamists, I don't understand where that mentality comes from. They're the sort of person, if you slap them round the face, they would turn the other cheek. So now is the time to not slap them round the face. It's time to punch them in the jaw, break that jaw, and leave them unconscious on the floor. Because they are really contributing to what the government's doing. They are allowing our government to make ridiculous decisions because they say, well, it's what the public wants. And most of the public don't want that, but we tend to be the silent majority because we just let things go. So, in a way, we're culpable ourselves. That's a hard thing to face. But, Wellington, please, the people will not be able to hear a word of this. My apologies, I knew this video was going to be a bit shite, but I need to get it out now. The people I would suggest that you listen to at the moment, apart from my wonderful self, of course, Tommy Robinson, who you all know. You can find him on YouTube under Rebel Media, because he's working for them now, if you didn't realise. And there's also Kaylin Robertson. He's a colleague of Tommy Robinson's. And what he says and the reports he does are very good too. This is where you find out what's really going on. When things kick off big time, these will be the first people to know. We've got somebody trying to photobomb again, which is totally ruining this very important message. So, oh, sorry about the bruise. That's where my arm hit the middle bit of the car when I punched a Muslim the other day. And that is actually a fact. Driving around a car park like a nutter. Some boy racer, I didn't know he was a Muslim. And I shouted at him and he stopped about 20 feet away from me. Sorry, what's that in metres? I don't know. About 5 metres. And so I walked up to him and he said, why did you call me see you next Tuesday? I said, because you're driving like I see you next Tuesday. You're going to kill somebody. And then I noticed the little, because he was a Muslim, he wasn't a fully fledged, probably about early 20s, him and his mate. And he just, out of the blue, looked up at me and says, oh, I'll cut your head off. I couldn't help myself. For all I know, he had a knife in there. So I just belted him and they drove off. That's probably what started off my little problem with my leg, because being the brilliant me, I managed to fall over as the car went away. That's age for you. Lose your balance. But yeah, I was in a situation, I was out with my wife and I had a Muslim saying to me he was going to cut my head off. And as I say, he was 20, 22, something like that. So they're not getting better. And this is in sleepy Sussex. Think about that, sleepy Sussex, and it's happening. So yes, we're at war throughout the country, and I apologise again for this mishmash of a video, and with my lovely Wellington going on and on. Wellington, please. Right, I'll end it here because it is a bit of a nightmare. As soon as I'm feeling better and I can get downstairs onto the PC, I will make a much better video. Thanks for listening, but BWW, get in touch with me. That's BritishWarriorWithin.com. Email me. You should all know my email address. And if you haven't joined BritishWarriorWithin.com, please go to the site. We've got a website, obviously because it's .com. Please come and join. It says please donate £10 to join, but you don't have to do that. That is optional. That is to help keep the group growing and to be able to buy essential things for the extension of British Warrior Within. This needs to be nationally so that we can react. I see it as a reaction force. soon as there's trouble somewhere, someone gets on the phone and we get everybody in that area to it. So please, have a look. You don't have to join. Nobody's going to be... I don't even ask for your real names. I don't care who you are, as long as you're passionate about what we need to do. And that is protect ourselves. And if we need to go on the offensive to protect ourselves, then that is what we will do. So you need to be courageous. You need to not be worried about what others will say, because you will get called racist, you will get called a Nazi, when we know that isn't true. We've only got an issue with Islam. It's only people who've got an issue with. If you've got an issue with people in general, and you are racist, well, if you keep that to yourself, then please feel free and come and join. But it's not something that I would want to promote within the group, because there are some decent people who've been here a long time now and as almost as British as we are. We may not agree with it totally, but they would defend this country as much as we will. Right, okay guys. Email address britishwarriorwithin@gmail.com, and the website britishwarriorwithin.com. We are at war. We need to start fighting. Fighting for what we love and what we believe in. Sorry again for the quality of this video.